Dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Industry Finance. We are discussing about how to raise the company finance, methods of raising finance. So we have seen in the last class what is preference shares, how to raise this preference shares, types of preference shares, advantages, disadvantages. A detailed explanation I have given you related to the preference shares. Whenever company want to issue the shares, to get the capital, to raise the funds, so they'll be issuing two types of shares. One is preference shares and equity shares. You need to have a detailed information and you need to have a sound knowledge. Now preference shares are over. Now we'll see today equity shares. What is the equity shares, how the company is going to issue, and all these things we'll see. Equity shares are common shares, we can say. Common shares, anyone can purchase these shares. Equity shares, whoever is purchasing, they are having the rights to vote, and they have a right to participate in the company meetings. They are the real owners of any company, we can say, and they'll be getting dividend. These people will be getting dividend on their investment, but whenever company gets profits, if company is not getting profits, they won't get any interest. So company surplus profits, based on that these people are going to get the dividend. And companies at the time of winding up stage, if the company is having huge losses, they may not be getting back their investment also. Risk is two types. One is that company is under loss, they won't be getting dividend or less dividend. When the company is in a winding up position, so their investment is also doubtful. Two risks are there, and there is one advantage is also there, very good advantage. Equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. They can participate in the company activities, and whenever company gets a profit, so enter profits, first preference shareholders will be given the dividend, and debenture holders will be given the interest, and whatever is left, so that is going to distribute to the equity shareholders only. Company is getting huge profits, then these people are going to get a lot of benefit because they are taking the risk. And whoever is purchasing this equity shares, they will not be given any security of fixed assets of the company, no security. So this is also there, like lot of risks are there. That is the reason we call equity shareholders as company owners. They have every right to participate in the organizational activities. Now let's see what are the features of this equity shares. The first one is that it's a permanent capital. Whoever is purchasing this equity shares, that equity shares amount will be always in the company till the winding up position of the company, until it wound up. Till that period, this capital is permanent. It is going to be in the company only. So company need not to think about such kind of capital. It is there. That's it. When we get the profit, we'll give it. Otherwise, no problem. So permanent capital, need not to think about this. This is one of the feature, and another one is that voting rights. As I said, all the equity shareholders are having the voting rights. So they can elect the directors, they can participate in the meetings. They are the real owners of the company. They have right to participate in organizational activities. So that is very important feature. So this feature is not having to the preference shareholders or debenture holders, no one. Only equity shareholders are having this voting right. Next one is that dividend depends on the surplus. They'll be getting dividend, but it depends on the surplus. Company gets profits, yes, they'll be given dividend. Huge profits, more dividend. No profit, no. They won't get anything. Okay, so their dividend depends on the surplus. Whereas if you see preference shareholders, whether the company is getting profit or maybe less, but first they'll be given preference. And debentures, they'll be given first preference. Whether the company is getting profit or loss, it doesn't matter, they'll be given interest. And when company gets profits, first preference will be given to the preference shareholders to distribute the dividend, and second preference is given to the equity shareholders. So that is for surplus. Based on the surplus, they'll be getting the profit. These are the main three features of equity shares. Now coming to the advantages. So first advantage is that no obligation for dividend. Company is not having any obligation to pay the dividend. When we get the profit, we'll give. Otherwise, no. So there is no obligation, no tension at all about the equity shareholders. So they are also just like owners of the company, so need not to think about the obligation of paying the dividend. One of the best advantage. And no security given. For this equity shareholders, for their equity shares amount, no security, no fixed asset security will be provided by the company. So this security generally it will be given to the debentures. When whoever is purchasing debentures, for debenture holders definitely we need to give the security, but equity shareholders not required, no security. Cool. Next, permanent source of funds. Once a person is purchasing or contributing the capital or contributing their amount in the form of equity shares, it is permanent. It is permanent. Need not to think about the organization. So for the organization or company point of view, it is a permanent source of funds. We can use it. And no fear of losing it, no fear of loss, no fear of giving the dividend also. Coolly you can use it. Next one, voting rights. These equity shareholders are having the voting rights. It means they are the real owners of the company, they are going to participate in the activities, so they have that privilege of being owner of that organization. So that is why many people will come forward to be one of the shareholder, one of the equity shareholder of the company. But when, always remember, if the organization is good, well established organization, there is no doubt about the losses, then only be equity shareholder in that company. Otherwise better to have preference shares or otherwise debentures, where organization is weak or doubtful. Company sure, good organization, no doubt at all, every time we can expect profits, then you better go for equity shares. And next one, beneficial to investors. For all the what are the beneficial for the investors? Means investors feel that they are the owners of the organization, and whenever company gets a profit, huge profits, these people are going to get the benefit. These people are going to get lot of benefit compared to the preference shareholders, compared to the debenture holders, because preference shareholders will be given a particular percentage of dividend only. In the same way, debenture holders also will be given a particular percentage of interest only, but these people unlimited. So whenever company is in profits, it's a beneficial for the investors. These are the advantages. Now if you see disadvantage, we have only 3. So one is the danger of over capitalization. You know that this equity share amount is permanent capital. Once invested means it will be in the organization only. There is a possibility of over capitalization. If excess funds are there, automatically that will be overburdened and unable to utilize it. When we are not utilizing it, it's a overburden for the organization. And way to create problems, it means equity shareholders are part and parcel of this organization, and there is a chance to interference and domination and create obstacles for the organization activities, because they are the owners of the organization. There is a possibility there may be some kind of problems from the equity shareholders, because they are having the right to vote, they are having the right to participate in the organization activities. So there may be interference problem, way to create problems. And not, last one is that not preferred by safe investors. Safely I am expecting some interest, safely I am expecting some kind of dividend, then this is not preferred. So all the shareholders, they expect some dividend. But when you want safe investment, a safe dividend, safe investment, and safely wanted to get back your investment, and also say every year you are expecting some kind of dividend, then equity shares are not at all advisable, because there is no preference of safe investment. Their investments also not sure, their investments also not secured, not in a safe place as like debentures. So that is why this is one of the disadvantage. Anyway, you plus first take the screenshot. Anyway, I must tell you one thing. When you wanted to buy preference shares or equity shares, you need to think about the company. In which company you are going to put your investment. What is the status of the company, financial status, and how is the company position, what are the credentials of the organization, how is the goodwill of the organization, and all these things keep it in mind. If the company is well and good, no doubt at all, then you better go for equity shares. Company is not so good, doubtful, and there is a chance of loss, then go for preference shares or otherwise debentures. And whenever you want some safe amount, safe investment, and you wanted to get back the investment safely, and you are expecting a particular amount every year without any doubt, then preference shares is always good. So it depends. So how do you think, and how is the organization, from which company you are going to get the shares? That is very important. Based on that you can take up the decisions. And next we will discuss about the rest of the topics also, very important. Please stay connected and check out the playlist and find out whatever subjects you are having. If I have covered, please use it, and don't forget to forward this video. Stay connected, have a bright future. Good luck.